rip the 10 pack in here too. That'll get us real close. What are we looking for? I have one full art Volkner and one rainbow Gallade. Oh, I don't have any Pokegold. Alright, fine. We'll swipe the credit card. Load the app on my mobile phone here real quick so we can... get that loaded up. If you're chatting on the YouTube side, I haven't caught the chat yet. Apologies. I'm loading it now. Nope, no one on the YouTube side yet. Perfect. Didn't miss nothing. Alright, hold on. I'm putting money in the machine so we can do a 10 pull. Purchase Pokegold. The largest amount of Pokegold possible always. Such millennial talk, swiping a card, we tap cards. Now listen, Zoomers. Nobody has time for your newfangled. Your newfangled what's-a-mahoozits. Nobody's got time for it. We don't swipe, we tap. Wow. Next thing you're gonna tell me you don't know how to check the tape. I was surprised they didn't have any gold bundles on sale for Poke Day. Yeah, I have mixed feelings on that. Like, to a degree, I kind of like that Pocket doesn't constantly do, like, flash deals, because it means you could just buy currency when you want to buy currency instead of, like, feeling compelled like you need to wait. You played Fighting Box with Gallade yet? Not yet this expansion. We'll get to it at some point. At some point. Oh, I just opened one by mistake. I'm still tilted from the Airishim gameplay. What a trash card. Alright, there's the 10 pull already. I haven't needed to write a check in a decade. I have to write a check, we do taxes at the end of the year for payroll stuff. I don't even have a checkbook for the business account. I just go to the bank once a year and get counter checks. Very glad that system is mostly a thing of the past. Poor Big Big. I'm sad he was trash. He's one of my favorites. Such an adorable piece of art, too. Alright, as is tradition, the 5 wins queue is back, so we're gonna load up some absolutely atrocious, mostly unplayable decks and see if we can spike 5 wins in a row with them, so we can post a YouTube video saying we got 5 wins in a row. People love to be told unplayable decks can win. No, I think Barry's actually good. I posted a Barry highlight today. Don't you dare beseech the good name of Barry. The Celestial Town Ought to work with fossils. It does not. They are not Pokemon. Not bad, just hard to navigate. I think we're gonna do this. I put this together last night. Some rocky helmets and some some EX water Pokemon. I topped 150 player tournament with the Arcanine, with the Arceus Carvine deck from yesterday. Nice, Rubik. Yeah, that deck's really solid. It's been good for me, and it's had a few tournament results now. Lake Trio is probably a little bit too bad for the event queue. Lord Francisco, thank you for the 21 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So many events underway. All right, let's do it. I've noticed you playing decks with 4 basics more often as Pokemon communication changed the deck building dynamic. It's actually not Pokemon communication, it's more sustained cards. So the downside to having fewer basic Pokemon in your deck is your Pokemon can get knocked out and you can't have you don't have a follow-up one. Whereas cards like Irida, Erica, Giant Cape, Potion, playing more of these cards makes it less likely that your things are going to get knocked out. You'll also note when I'm playing fewer Pokemon, I'm generally speaking playing things that have beefier bodies. Communication probably pushes you to want more Pokemon, not less than a vacuum. Communication's actually a weird card that cuts both ways. Communication is a card that you want enough Pokemon that you could use the communication when you draw it, but you also want few enough Pokemon that your communication is more likely to hit the things you're actually looking for. And I actually don't know an expansion and a half later exactly what is ideal in terms of that mix. Yeah, you want the least amount that feels reasonable. Them spending their first energy when they're in an energy deficit to retreat is pretty good for us. Them having double Rocky Helmet is less good for us. Speaking of basics, we really need to draw a Squirtle here. If we draw Squirtle, we're in a solid spot. Rocky Head of our own will probably matter eventually. They're still 2 turns off of attacking, though. Palkia is not going to be able to beat this Probo Pass because of these helmets is the problem. Maybe if I draw another Irida. Ooh, that's really good. That means we've got a shot. It's like this thing has a retreat cost of 3. Shatterana, thank you for the ad block. Thank you for the membership on the YouTube side. Appreciate that. My rule of thumb is you have less than 10 Pokemon, usually play 1 comms, and if you have more than that, you can use 2. Yeah, that's been pretty close to what I've been doing too. If they have a leaf, they can retreat this and still Dialga attack this turn, which is why I put the helmet on, because this decreases the retreat cost by 1. That being said, they have X speed and Shaman, so I'd kind of be surprised if they have room for leaf as well. Yeah, they're actually just cooked here. Palkia with the full solo. All right, then there was one. Dedicate that dub to Cyrus. See how they start here. Have a fighting energy. I would say, depending on who their lead is, we might realistically build the Squirtle on the bench, but with Marshadow as a lead, just giddy up, cowboy. I'm still gonna go ahead and put a hat on this. Just in case they have, like, X speed plus punch us. I'm gonna hold on to this other Squirtle, because we have a Pokemon communication in our deck, and we could want to throw that back and go digging for Papa Blastoise. Lovely. Look at this evolved. You want to wait to use communication as long as possible, because the more non-Blastoise Pokemon I draw, the more likely it is to find the Blastoise. So if we draw, like, another War Turtle or another Palkia next turn, this improves from the 50-50 it currently is to find Blastoise to a 66%er. Friendo, do you have a cape? Oh, they just get to, because they have the X speed, they would get to Marshadow clear me. There's our boy Blue. Da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, yi. And then realistically, we are only playing these two Pokemon out. So we'll just put a helmet on each of them, so that way if they have a Sabrina, they're still taking Rocky Helmet Punch back. Would you play the Metal or Electric Magnemite in the Scarberry Magnezone deck? Probably the Metal one right now. There aren't a lot of things that are electric weak, which would be the only reason to play the colorless one. So, I'm not going to need, the second Riolu here is actually kind of scary, because, it means that if they have second Lucario, the Marshadow clears this next turn. I'm not going to put a third energy on this, because I'm realistically never getting it to 5 this game. And by doing this, I'm still clearing this, and this way if they put this up and have the Lucario to kill me, I have an extra energy on here. And if they don't have the Lucario to kill me, I can put the third energy and crack for 100 next turn anyways. So, big Lucario check here. If they have it, we're probably cooked. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I suppose with the Rocky Helmet hit here and the Cyrus in hand, they can't retreat out the Marshadow. Because we 30 them, and then they retreat it out, and then we pull it back up and clear it, and then maybe we build Dimensional Storm to finish from there. Could be okay. I don't want to play the other Palkia out right now, because I'm somewhat concerned with Tempo Sabrina. But there's an avenue here. For sure. Yeah, because if they hit me for 60, next turn this is only doing 60, and I'm building another energy next turn. And they're 2 turns off of Gallade. They have to be retreating here, right? What's their line to win from here? I think they're supposed to make me have the Cyrus. How do they? There's no way for them to deal 100 next turn, right? I just want to pause to make sure we're not missing anything just before we commit to the line. The Lucario doesn't have energy. I don't play out of bench because we're playing around Sabrina. Yeah, this is point number 2. Dawn, even Dawn doesn't do it though, right? Because the Lucario is only 60, so Dawn lets them attack. But I'm dimensional storming next turn, which is this is my 3rd point. Alright, there's 2. Oh, they have first energy advantage, but we have Misty. Can Misty steal the first energy advantage back for us is the question. Trigger. Thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate that. Welcome back. Nice. All right, if we find a Blastoise, we're ready to go. I think I'm gonna chill on the Rocky Helmet because the Marshadow's not attacking me next turn anyways, and if I brick on the War Turtle, I actually want to pivot to Palkia and Rocky Helmet the Palkia, I think. Which I guess I should play around Red Card and Mars and play one of these out. I'm definitely playing one of them. All right, I mean that's a fine draw in the short term. I think I play out the other Palkia here to play around Sabrina in the short term. It's close though. I guess if they Sabrina me this turn, they're not killing Squirtle. So maybe I wait because later this could be a liability without energy on it. So 2 War Turtles, a communication's a reason to hold this too. There's 2 War Turtles, a Communication, and 2 Research in my deck, so 5 out of 12. I'm kind of surprised they're taking this shot. How do we feel about building second Palkia here? I think I like it. I think I like it. I just assume this one's dying before it can do a thing. And we build it up. If they have Rampardos plus Lucario, we're probably just cooked because we bricked on War Turtle. But they do need both of their evolutions in full as soon as possible. But they've also played 2 Professor's Research, so the odds of them having that is really high. Unfortunate. We can go again. Average stage 2 experience. Missing your middle one while your opponent plays all of their evolutions perfectly on time. If we'd have had Blastoise there, they'd have died, right? Because Blastoise would have cleared them for 160 and then cleared the follow-up as well. It's because War Turtle is in full art. Mood. First energy advantage in one of these games would be nice. That's fine. If we get it heads on Misty, they can keep their first energy advantage. Slightly below average Misty. Regirock. There's a name I haven't heard in a long time. I think I'm gonna put hats on both of these. Am I just Mistying the main again? So that way if we hit a bunch, we can just double storm. Let's stay geared up and ready to go here. We can finish this with regular attacks and then Irida off the damage and then Dimensional Storm twice. Oh, they're an Arceus deck. That's interesting. Revenge to knock yourself out. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off for him here. I like the honorable put my thing up. I want to heal my thing to full before I win. The symbolic Arceus concession. That's BM. I would argue it's BM that they didn't concede. It's not like they were waiting for me to have a card. They were dead on board. If they didn't want to wait, they should have conceded to being dead on board. It's toxic when your opponent needs to have a card you don't deterministically know they have, and they take a bunch of game actions and then show you that card at the end. That's wasting your time. You didn't have the option to leave knowing you were deterministically dead. Because you weren't deterministically dead until they showed you the card at the end of 6 other irrelevant game actions. First energy advantage. That's exciting. Executor? This is a name I haven't heard in a long time. Like one of your rockiest hats, please. I guess I should technically do this first. The Pokeball is a great draw because it means that it lets me play around them having a Sabrina on the first turn and forcing up my Squirtle and hitting a heads. And then this'll be a game where Palkia is soloing up front with 1 energy, and we are just going to invest in Blastoise stonks in the back line. Oh, this is like old school Celebi. Okay. That's one we really haven't seen in a long time. I just take my point, yeah? Pause. Cyrus is looking for eggs for breakfast. Listen, chat, eggs are real expensive. If you get the option to get one for free, you should eat it up. Yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. If they have their superior on curve, we won't have time to build Blastoise to the big cannon. If they brick their stage 1 here, we should be in a decent spot. Well, they also have a Rocky helmet. RB Supremacy, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate you re-upping. Welcome back. Now, the concern here is that they have enough Ericas to not die to Blastoise, dealing 100. That's a lot of Iridas for us, though. This means even with their Rocky helmet, they need 2 heads out of 3 next turn. Generally speaking, I don't think it's worth really considering your 18 trainer matchups when you're worried about building and optimizing decks, because those decks are high variance, and even when you think your matchup is good, sometimes they're just going to kill you. So you should just hope to get a little bit lucky. I think it's right to not attack here, because if I skip attacking, they need 3 heads out of 4. And if they don't kill me next turn, the Blastoise gets to 5 and clears them in 1 guaranteed. And if they do attack me next turn and kill me and don't have healing, the deal 100 is enough anyways. We'll thin the Palkia here. So I think we pass. Because if I slash them, Erica keeps them out of Blastoise range regardless, and then we die to average variance, whereas now they need slightly above average variance. This does mean they can potion to survive, though. Okay, so they're dead. I guess if they hit 0 heads here, they live. But if they hit any amount of heads here, we put an energy on Palkia and we retreat. Interesting decision point where doing nothing is correct. And this is one of the reasons why Blastoise is nice in this deck. Having the flexibility to crack for 100 for 3 is much better than some of the other finishers like a Gyarados that's more rigid and like has to have 4. Forgot to put up the poll to get people to like the stream, chat. What a huge mistake. If you're currently watching on YouTube, don't forget to press the like button, gamers. Always a Palkia in the lead. And this is a little thing, but I think it's worth pointing out. There are a lot more Sabrinas than there are copies of Red Card and Mars in the metagame. So when I have a particular Pokemon that I want to go first with, I'll hold my second basic back even when I'm going second, so that way they can't Sabrina it up and cost me tempo. Scary, thank you for the 27 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. We're definitely Pokeballing. Do we take the Misty Flip or not? Always? Sometimes we win the game on the spot. And then, unironically, when this only hits 1, I think we just pivot to building Blastoise. Because the game plan is, let's go ahead and hit them with Slash a few times and then build a big tanky monster in the back. Although, I might want to play out, because I have this Squirtle to send to a communication, I might want to play the other Palkia out for, what's it called? Tempo, what's his name purposes? Tempo Sabrina, what's her name? That's lovely. Unfortunate we haven't found a Rocky Helmet, but that's what it is. Something to keep in mind when you're thinking about breakpoints against the deck that our current opponent is playing is they are typically playing 2 copies of Cape and 2 copies of Potion to give them as much sustain as possible on their tanky basic Pokemon. Taking for a Blastoise. There he is. And then if we hit heads on this next turn, do I start building up another Blastoise? I might be right, honestly. I already have another Pokemon for them to Sabrina us into, so. They've burned one copy of Leaf already, so if they don't have another, they have to give up all their energy to move into this Arceus. It's a shame we didn't have an Irida. Irida letting this survive a hit from this would have been really good. That's interesting. If Misty hits once here, we're deterministic, I think. Are they cooked either way? So I put an energy here, and they come up and clear me, but then Blastoise clears them in one. I guess I could get caught by their Sabrina. Is it ever right to retreat? If I retreat, how does it play out? I retreat, I clear the Dialga, and then the Arceus hits Blastoise, Blastoise hits it back, and then I have nothing left as a follow-up is the problem. Can I build second Blastoise big enough? That's kind of bad against Cyrus. I think it's just this. Wait, what? Why would they Sabrina me here? Well, that's good for me. Oh, I need to find Irida. Yeah, I need to find Irida so we can heal this up. I've had none of those in all of our cards. Now I Cyrus their Dialga, and if they don't have their second Leaf still, they're cooked, yeah? Yeah, Sabrina into Cyrus is probably their plan. Gosh, if I'd have had an Irida here. I guess I wouldn't have been able to Cyrus and Irida this turn. No leaf means we're done, yeah? Oh, I guess they could have Potion. No, but even if they have Potion here, I get to retreat the Palkia. Yeah, we're done now, yeah? I don't want to retreat because retreating is bad against Cyrus. So I think I just take the knockout with this, and then they can take a knockout, and then they have to have Cape on this to survive a Blastoise hit. Yeah, they're just done. Yeah, good back and forth there. All right, that's our third win with this Blastoise deck in our streak. We need to take a brief pause for the cause and let some adverts roll. I'm going to throw the deck list up on the screen. Our tournament's going to be starting in 15 minutes. We should have enough time to play another event queue on the meantime in between time after the ads roll. If you're watching on the YouTube side, don't forget to tap the like button. Enjoying the off-meta decks every day. We're going to be playing Infernape in the tournament. BRB. Blastoise is sweet. Agree. The Heatran Crobat Arceus deck from the YouTube channel got me 7 straight wins of the queue. Nice, Evan. Yeah, deck's super solid. Had a couple of results in the first weekend of tournaments. Speaking of weekend tournaments, before we hop back in the event queue, I would like to plug that the Hoaglandia Spraygles Open Series is going to be returning Saturday in 2 days. We've got $600 in cash prizes. It's going to be distributed to the top 8, courtesy of the Hoaglandia community sponsoring that. We've got in-game prizes, 2,400 Pokegold to top 16, a bunch of pack hourglasses past that. Shout out to the Pokemon Company for gifting Spraggles and I some creator codes. We're choosing to use them for this event. Make sure you get signed up for that. It's free to enter. You just need to make sure you're in the Discord server and able to screen share upon request. I believe last I checked we had about 600 people signed up. 624. Should have a fun tournament on Saturday. Gonna be starting at noon Central Time on Saturday. First energy advantage is lovely. Opponent is playing a grass deck. We have full Blastoise line with first energy advantage. Means we hit for 20, we hit for 40, we hit for 100. Says local man about to get Executored out of the game. This is the best possible draw. I mean, it's the best possible Blastoise draw. There's a lot of draws our opponents could have where leading Palkia is much better. I'm gonna hold on to this. They can't attack us next turn. Wee McGee, thank you for the over 4 years. Welcome back. Enjoying the Pocket YouTube stuff? Me too. So, the quick attack plus the potion with me not having Irida actually means we lose this Squirtle to a Leafeon next turn. This is 50% to find a Palkia. I think I'm supposed to flip that coin. And if we miss, we just hope they don't have it. I can also take it slow and put the turtle on the bench. I don't know. Maybe Blastoise is just good enough here that we're not supposed to take this gamble. Okay. Thanks, I guess. All right, final boss, level 18. Let's just flip a bunch of Misty Heads and have an easy one, huh? First energy advantage, it's a good start. Not ideal, not our ideal Palkia opener. Falabe with grass energy. Florges takes double psychic, yeah? They're probably a Giratina enjoyer, yeah. Well, we're gonna play around a stray red card in Mars here, I think. And play our cards out. Feels like our lose condition is our hand disappearing, so let's play around that. Does this thing evolve again? Is there a stage 2 here I need to be concerned about? I don't think there is, right? No? So, I think we're done here, yeah? Heal our boy just in case. Hit him with the bazooka blast. Less damage from attacks, yep. Alright, if Misty flips one heads, we're all done next turn. But it's not like, it's gonna be a huge deal either way. Alright, Misty, calm down. And that's our 5 wins. We had some really interesting, very competitive matches on our way to 5 wins, but the last one definitely not particularly challenging for our competitive deck. %1 right. We 2-1'd the first one, so 7-1. 7-1. All right, 1 minute until the tournament pops. We'll throw our tournament deck up here on the screen for everybody. made a couple of changes for what we played yesterday. Decided to go with the Arceus Rotom and a Cyrus instead of the Trainer Tool or the Tool Rotom and the Sabrina. I think it's pretty marginal either way. Monkey was fun yesterday, though. So we're gonna give this a go with some Heatrans today in the Thursday afternoon tournament. Appreciate everybody who's here. Having a good time doing pocket stuff. Looking forward to seeing how things develop in our metagame this weekend. This is usually one of the first big tournaments of the week as a $50 price, but looks like there's 800 people almost signed up, so probably be like 500 to 600 that actually play. Usually like 25 to 40% of the people that register don't actually check in. Uh, 18 Trainer Articuno for the first one, so might be a short tournament. We'll just play viewer next. We'll see how it goes. Regrets on changing my Rotom. Big regrets. What's the metagame of this one? And just to hammer home my actually atrocious luck. Oh, never mind. I lied. 18 trainer decks are over 10% of the metagame here when you combine Articuno and Palkia. Palkia is more popular, but together they're double digits. Ladder for this game is going to be a complete disaster. Opponent's got Articuno to start. Pretty fortunate for them. So they have 2 Sabrina, but they do notably only have 1 Irida. We're also playing a copy of Mars, so we'll play our hand out a little bit aggressively here. Maybe I'm supposed to sit on this, although I can't sit on it in the face of Sabrina, I don't think. We're playing a lot of Pokemon. Hopefully if we brick on the Infernape, we draw. We don't just hit a bunch of trainers. This notably only attacks bench Pokemon, does not hit their active, so... I wonder if I'm supposed to put the first energy on the Heatran. I guess I could always Dawn it up next turn. Does it make anybody else irrationally angry that, Does it make anybody else irrationally angry that, Ice Pokemon are super effective against Heatran? Just me? Just me. They have 2 copies of Cape, along with their 2 potions and an Irida. So now I think we put Rotom up. And we poke the back one. Or do I? Is it just Arceus? Put energy on Arceus? They could have second Sabrina to drag the Infernape up. They have 2 potions is the problem with poking their back one here. I really wanted to draw another Rocky Helmet. Maybe I should have held this one that I had to put it on Infernape later. Could have been a mistake. If they don't have second Sabrina here, we have some breathing room. If they do have second Sabrina, we're going to be in trouble. So they must have second cape then, yeah? They could also just be like, he's only playing one. They could not have the cape and know I'm only playing one copy of Dawn. Oh, you know what? We could get Mars tier, right? Out of the Dawn. Mars, and Desirus. Maybe I'm supposed to communicate away the Heatran to shrink my hand. Although I guess I could have gotten an evolution Pokemon and then we end up in the same spot. But they also only have 1 energy here, right? Oh, I guess they still kill my monkey in 2 because they go 60 into 100 because of weakness. Yeah, there's the Mars, take the Dawn away. There's 9 cards in my deck. We get 2 draws at it. What a Pokemon pocket card. What a Pokemon pocket card. All right, let's see if we can steal another one, huh? Hopefully we keep the plot armor up for 1 more game. Gotta win one of the next 2. I played my Rocky Helmet out too early in that last one. I gotta remember that. Gotta remember that. Alright, we have first energy advantage. We have a Heatran lead. Articuno start, pretty good for them. Ideal opener, really. Dodge Misty, we can dodge ball. not playing Rotom out. One Misty Tails down, one to go. Yep. Pokemon Pocket coming soon to a ladder near you. Ah, 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 ah. So they have their one copy of Giovanni then. They have their one copy of Giovanni. They didn't attack because they didn't want to take 100 or 80 on the backswing. And they have Giovanni that lets them clear me in one this turn. They top decked their cape. They are probably sandbagging the cape, but yeah. They have one Giovanni in their deck. We need to draw a Rocky helmet and communication into Infernape. Are the things we need to happen here. Pokemon Pocket coming soon to a ladder near you. I'm so excited for the salt. There's gonna be so much sodium in this community. It's gonna be delicious. It's gonna be nummy, 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 nummy. Alright, first energy advantage. Opened on a Heatran. Not bad. We're gonna save this other one for the communications, I think. Articuno start. Pretty good for them. Three games in a row with Articuno as the lead is, like, pretty lucky. How do they do it? Monkey. More monkey. No play out. 2 basics here. We'll do this. We'll pass the turn. Yes! Outplayed him. And because they're on Mars, I'm going to use these communications aggressively to dig for. Well, am I with that draw? Maybe I'm not. It's just the snow. I think it's just the snow. Yeah, communicating that turn had 3 really good hits, Arceus and 2 Monferno, so definitely just want to giddy up. And they can't kill Heatran this turn because they can't Misty Heads and Giovanni. That is their lone copy of Irida. They also have 2 potions and 2 capes, though. Got him raging mad. We can still lose this game. They go energy on the back Articuno. They go 60 and then 110 over the course of the next couple turns. They get a knockout here due to weakness. Right. I really need to draw a helmet. I think we're dead. Do we ever Dawn onto the other Heatran? The other Heatran's only dealing 40. It does not have damage marked on it. I go digging for another basic here, because it also makes my hand smaller in the event that they Mars us. Arceus better potentially too. I haven't played either cape yet. They're debating on if they want to Cyrus or Sabrina us. So my out here is they don't have potion. If both of their potions are buried, we win the breaker when we trade. because we have bench Pokemon left and they do not. So I'm taking this line because we lose to Cyrus and they have 2 Cyrus. So this means that they don't have Potion, we win the game. The number of points you have do not matter. The only thing that matters is did you have bench Pokemon or not. Max points is 3. Alright, cool. GG's. Good luck to my opponent and the rest. I'm going to drop from the tournament. I don't think I'm going to play in any more tournaments for Pokemon Pocket. I think we'll wait for the ladder and have that be our competitive outlet. It feels like an incredible waste of time to play this game while this is 10% of the metagame. So we're gonna hang out. We're still gonna stream. The game's fun. It's just, I think, trying to having, you know, 2 or 3 of my matches over the course of a tournament be games that play out like that just isn't very interesting or fun for me, so I'm gonna skip it. Because then when we play against it in the regular queue, we can just go next. It's not a big deal. Yeah. So we'll see. I'm optimistic that maybe things will work out and those decks will get pushed out this weekend by the fighting decks and the Dialga Arceus decks. We'll see how things develop. But yeah, it's just not really fun to watch either. I agree. Like, there's not really much strategic depth to the gameplay. It's like clenching your butt cheeks and hoping they don't hit heads on their Misty. There's no dynamic. The gameplay just isn't dynamic at all. We got to run an advert, and then we are going to take a viewer deck. We have a man-centric build around. We're going to go ahead and do that. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Don't go anywhere. That's a shame, too, because a bunch of people leave when we stop playing in the tournament, which means we don't stream as long, but playing in tournaments isn't worth the headache. They'll leave when we end up O2 anyways, so. Is what it is. We had 800 people when we died in the tournament on YouTube. We'll see what we fall to. Already lost 100 of them. It's such a fickle fucking platform. Oh, man. What a time. I think Pocket tournaments will ever implement a ban list. I think tournaments with a ban list aren't really worth playing, and some of them do, but I think ban list tournaments aren't very interesting or fun, and people don't in my experience, people don't like to watch content in custom ban list formats because most people watch contents and look at tournaments to find deck lists they can play, and if the tournament has a custom ban list, it means they can't copy and apply those decks themselves because the metagame is different because of the ban list. So, while it can be fun from a competitor perspective to play custom ban list tournaments from I'm trying to make content so this can, like, be a job and feed my kids, it's, like, not a good use of my content time to play custom ban list tournaments. Wow. We actually lost over 25% of the YouTube audience. That's so wild. On 5 wins queue, you'll see a lot of Dialga Arceus. I don't know. We played 7 matches in it so far. I think we queued into that one time. Did something happen, or is YouTube just like that? The YouTube audience is much more fickle than Twitch. A lot less consistency there. It's typical that you usually lose about 10% of the YouTube audience when you run an ad break, but 25% is a big drop off. Just people that wanted to see tournament content and nothing else. For those of you just joining us, we did our 5 wins with Blastoise Palkia before the tournament disaster happened. See, I think we're probably gonna relegate Pocket to the mornings. The viewer count for Pocket's been a lot worse than Snap. And there's a lot more variability in how big the swings are because more of the audience is on the YouTube side. We'll see. I'm curious to see what Saturday's tournament numbers look like, because I feel like this set's been a lot less well received than the one before it. All the numbers around other content leading up into it have been markedly worse. That makes sense because I love this set. I think part of it is they did a bad job leading into it. The fact that there was no hyper buildup, like even the other sets we had at least a couple of days where there was just nothing around this one. Yeah, I think if we really aren't getting card packs for 8 weeks, I think pocket content's gonna be in for a little bit of a drag and a lull. We'll see. I'll be here while the numbers are here. Yeah, I really hope they surprise us and drop a card pack when they drop rank at the end of the month. I think them doing 1 card pack per 4 weeks would be really perfect. Spell half these pocket monster names. Not knowing how to spell the names of these characters is gonna make finding them for decks and stuff progressively more difficult as the card pool grows. I think I like the top one. Got enough to go for it. I don't think I see Arceus dropping out of the meta until it gets powered. I don't think Arceus is remotely... I think Arceus as the #1 deck is a really good thing for Pokemon Pocket in the metagame. Just so we're clear, I think Arceus is an ideal #1 deck by a wide margin. It's powerful because it's consistent. It's not powerful because you can't have counterplay into it. There's a lot of good reasonable ways to attack into that. I'm mostly expecting no balance changes ever for this game, just so we're clear. Like, people like to talk about things should be banned or things should change all the time. Until proven otherwise, wholly and fully operating under the impression that the only form of game balance this game is ever going to get is new cards being added to it. My understanding is they very sparingly make changes in paper, and I would expect this game to follow suit exactly to paper until they show us they want to do something otherwise. What do I want to do with this? What if we pair it with Luxray? This buys us time to find a stage 2, and Luxray's kind of powerful. I like Luxray. Oh, I need flares for my Luxray. Yeah, wow, that's wild. The YouTube's down to almost 40% drop from the tournament round. God, that's so silly. It's been a minute since we've played these. I have a full art Volkner now too, right? I have one. We do one singular. What do I want for my other Pokemon? Farfetch'd has been good. Probably start there. Oh, Farfetch'd actually in my favorites, right? So I just click favorites. What's going on, Mayma Daniel? Thank you for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Yeah, I agree. We've probably gotten to the point where there's enough good trainers that they probably need a core rules change where you get punished to some degree for not having enough basics in your deck in a rules mechanic way. For a long time, I didn't think that was necessary, but now that you get to just play a bunch of good cards and you don't have to play a bunch of bricks. All right, I'm gonna flare these friends real quick here. To be fair, the 18 trainer matchup that we played in the one tournament round was worse because I chose to trade out the Rotom. I traded out the Rotom and for Osiris because those changes made the deck better against Arceus Dialga. And then we queued into a matchup where having it hedged in the other way would have been better. That's just like how it goes, you know? We hit the 10% matchup instead of the 25% matchup or whatever it is. Where are we at? Shinx. I have one more of you to get another one. Love my yellow dots. Ooh, he has yellow dots at the top too. I have 17. We should have enough to get there, yeah. Yes, that's true, Shed. I think that's one. So when all of the clear data is coming from the community tournaments, I think there's the ladder existing could maybe push the devs to care about balance and maybe do balance passes or bans. I think that's one positive the ladder could have. Because if they're going to try and encourage people to actually play the game in the client through a ladder system, they're going to hopefully care more how the game feels to play compared to just like community tournaments that are held out of client that aren't like in the public eye. But I feel like if your ladder is mostly 18 trainer stuff, it's not really a good showcase for your game, right? This is a 2 Pokemon communication deck. It might be a 2 Pokemon communication deck. Like speed could maybe be an inclusion too. Want to be able to pivot out of the lead dork. It's probably just 2x speed to finish here. Although discarding an energy has value with Volkner later. Mattis, thank you for the 1.5 years. I appreciate it. Welcome back. You know, it's funny, Scrimmage, talking about game balance then versus now. I was watching a content creator who's newer to card games, and they made the assertion casually while having a conversation with their chat that they felt the game is likely to get more balanced as the devs add more cards to it. And I was just like, oh my sweet summer child. You just like, you really don't know. You really don't know what we're in for here, do you? Because for reference, for people who this is maybe your first card game too, generally speaking, games are far more difficult to balance well the more game pieces that are in them. So often the best balanced a game is when there's the fewest cards when it's launching. Because it's a lot easier to balance a field of what's it called? A lot easier to balance a field of, you know, 500 or 1,000 cards than it is 2,000 plus cards. We're going second. Would love to open on the duck with first energy advantage. That sounds lovely. So as a discussion point, I don't actually know that I think being like you have to play 4 basics in your deck really changes the dynamic of how these water decks get built. Because I'm not sure there's a super meaningful difference between making people play just 2 Articuno or 2 Palkia and making them play 2 of each, right? Like, I guess they lose out on 2 utility slots, but by and large, I think it's mostly the same, right? They probably cut Pokeballs if they have to run 4 basics. Yeah, honestly, that's probably just exactly what happens, right? I didn't even think about that. You could just cut your Pokeballs because you're pretty happy with any of them. It's actually just like a clean swap, and the deck is like functionally the same. I guess the play patterns are slightly more diverse because sometimes you're gonna hit with Palkia and sometimes you're gonna hit with Articuno. But the core idea would very much remain. All right, we're gonna draw Electrike stage 1, and then we're just gonna hit heads a bunch like they hit heads on Misty, and we're gonna lock him out of the game. You just gotta believe. Unlucky. No, gutting Misty definitely kills the 18 trainer deck. The 18 trainer water decks, 100%. They don't exist without her. By the way, since we're not doing the tournament, I wasn't gonna take more viewer decks today other than this one. But there are other viewer submissions hiding. Let's say I'll take 2 more. I'm planning to stream for at least 2 more hours. Depending on viewer count, we'll go longer than that. We're still floating at about 1,700 people. We're down from the 2,000 we had with the tournament, but we stay at a solid number of streaming for a little bit. My plan is to go until at least 3 p.m. Mewtwo. There's a name I haven't heard in a long time. This anime friend chat, he's so pretty. I think we're chilling on this because it's getting tossed back to a communication. They would move to 18 trainer Pachirisu if Misty was addressed. The 18 trainer Pachirisu deck has markedly worse stats than the Misty build, just so we're clear. Considerably worse. You are right that there would always be some type of 18 trainer thing, but like there's a big difference between it being a thing that exists and I don't know that I agree that Misty is generically problematic. Maybe I'm supposed to quack them with the duck here actually, because 120 is not enough. I probably want to soften them with the Great Beak Warrior. From a pure game balance power level perspective, Misty hasn't exactly been at the top of the metagame. All right, we're gonna give the duck up, and then we'll pivot into man-centric. Oh my gosh, this attack is called Flash. That's great. Misty is a card that always leaves someone feeling cheated. When you hit heads, your opponent feels cheated because you got ahead on energy. And when you hit tails, you feel cheated because your card did nothing. It's just the epitome of someone's always having a bad time. Hey, Arby's, Manaphy, Arceus with Magnetons. Oh, and Dawns. Okay, that sounds fun. Sounds very reasonable. They changed the rule for Pocket to skip mulligans. Absolutely, they changed that rule to skip mulligans. Agree. All right, then we hope that the Licking Fury is kind to us for a turn. And if it's not, we hope that Flash can drag us across the finish line. Oh, you know what? I should have evolved this. Oh, I messed up. If I would have evolved this turn, we could have top decked other Luxray with Volkner to clear them out, even if they lick us aggressively. This is a mistake. What an aggressive licking, holy. Holy, what an aggressive licking. Oh, no, wait. Oh, I punted. Well, let's see if they see him. If they retreat, they can kill me with Mischievous, yeah? I should have put this one up so we could top deck this. I guess I wasn't guaranteed to do that, but the Rocky Helmet means we're cooked here. You didn't miss much of a tournament. We queued into 18 trader stuff and decided we're no longer going to play in Pokemon Pocket tournaments. Do they see the line, gamers? Do they see the line? I think they see the line. Oh no. Oh no, they missed it! Tails! 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 Alright, come on! Come on! Luxray! Luxray! Justice! Oh, there's justice in the world, gamers! Oh, baby, hit him with the Volt Bolt! Oh, baby! Should have saved one of their coin flips from the Licking Fury the previous turn, obviously. Got him! We have overcome the Furious Licks. Do 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 do. 18 Trader Articuno had an 80% win rate in round 1 of the tournament we just dropped. And 18 Trader Palkia had a 62% win rate in round 1. I'm sure it's gonna level out a little bit, but like oh man, cooked. Oh no, Dialga Arceus only had a 50% in round 1. That's unfortunate. Speaking of the Bazaar, I saw people were mad on the internet about Bazaar's proposed monetization. As someone who's not familiar, can someone explain to me what the problem is? This is gonna shock you, but people are mad about the monetization in a mobile game. They originally said they weren't gonna have microtransactions, and now they do. Fair. I mean, $20 a month is a lot of... Especially for the type of game that is, right? It's not... Bazaar's not a constructed deck building game, right? It's a draft building game? Do I understand that right? It's like a Hearthstone Battlegrounds or Arcane Rush type thing? So how does... So do you... So you have to pay in order to draft certain things with it? Is that how it works then? Like you only have access to drafting certain things if you spend money? You have to pay to keep your draft pool up to date. Yeah, I feel like... Sounds like a... I'm usually not on the side of the internet, but that sounds not great. Jeff versus the internet. Feels like an NFT broke over there. I'm gonna let you in on a, for people that haven't followed the Bazaar. The Bazaar was in development for so long, it both had NFTs and crypto added to its roadmap, and then was still in development and subsequently had them removed later when people realized that was all nonsense. That's how long the dev arc was. Like it was a consideration, and then it was in dev long enough that we're like, oh wait, no, this is actually terrible. Feeling lucky, punk? When Jeff, $25,000 for a cosmetic complete deck, Hoagland agrees the monetization strategy is too aggressive. Oh, man. It's funny because it's sad. Arceus blinked, something like that. Anyway, they want to flip their coin, chat. They knew they were doomed to tails. Man-centric and Duck here, giving them the old 1-2 punch. Is Barry about to give us a lesson, gamers? No, wait, they don't have any energy. I'm very confused. Luxio's a lovely draw. Bumpers ready to cook some nerds. They gotta bury and brave the Flash in the literal sense. I mean, to be fair, playing a bunch of colorless stuff is probably the absolute best way to play that Giratina, right? What's the retreat cost on that Giratina? Is it 2 or is it 3? It's 3, right? It's like wholly and fully unplayable. Yeah, it's 3. I was gonna say, if it's got a retreat cost of 2, maybe you could play like a far-fetched Giratina deck, where like, you play like a far-fetched Giratina deck, where like it doubles as a wall for your Arceus, but also sometimes an attacker, because everything you're doing is colorless anyways. You know, someone said something, the best reason I heard for the new Giratina being so bad is it reeks of this card was discovered late in the development cycle as being overpowered, and we didn't have the hours to get it balanced, so we just gutted it instead. There were a number of those in Magic the Gathering over the years. where it's like, well, this card was cracked, and we're ready to ship the set. Yeah, like a reverse Oko is a good way to put it. Where it's like, you know what, just nerf it into oblivion. Rather than being busted, just get rid of it. So it's they haven't figured out dragon fixing yet, but like Giratina's like, even if they figure out dragon fixing, the card's still incredibly unplayable, yeah? Like it's really, really bad. Like let's say you have perfect energy colors every turn for the game. It still needs to discard 2 to attack. And it discards them at random. Like maybe if it was bidding 1, and it's 3 energy. Maybe if it was bidding 1, or if it was 2 energy, discard both. Like there's like 6 different ways you could make it marginally better, and it still probably wouldn't be good enough. Non-EX Mewtwo needed 4 energy and it discarded 2 to deal 120. Yeah, but that card was balanced around being in the same colors that Gardevoir powered up, right? And there's no such thing for Giratina? So like the contextual there is real important. I'm gonna pivot here, and I'm gonna quack this Arceus, I think. Yeah, maybe there's a dragon fixing coming. Like there has to be like. I'm really sad we don't have a dragon EX yet. It feels like such a big miss that hasn't happened as of yet. I want like a dragon's tooth tool. Dragon Pokemon this is attached to could use energy as though they were energy of any color. Okay, so when Duck goes down, the energy goes down with it, which means we can put Luxray up and Volkner the energy and cook this Arceus. They're gonna have no energy left. I guess we're also gonna have no energy left, but I have Volkners I can top deck. And we're trading 1 point for 2 points while both of us have no energy, right? Which is a relevant exchange point. What does Arceus' text box mean? It can't be poisoned, confused, asleep, etc. It means my pet card from last season is DOA. No longer playable. Rip Ms. Baggius. Without a Volkner insight, I'm gonna try and be eccentric down this Darkrai, I think. If we top deck Volkner, I can always do it next turn anyways, right? So might as well just get my chip shots in case we brick on it. It was so insanely BM to put that Toxicroak in the same set as Arceus. It really was. Like, why couldn't that Toxicroak been in the previous pack? We're up to a 2-win streak, gamers? I think we're up to a 2-win streak. All right, we need to take a pause for the cause and let some adverts roll. But we're gonna let this deck see if it can get all the way to 5. Because that one puts us to number 2. Let's see if me and Centric and Lux right here can keep cooking them up good. Our next viewer deck after this one, we're gonna do some Manaphy Arceus. Sounds pretty powerful as well. Don't go anywhere. Watch it on the YouTube side, so tap the like button on the live stream. Shout out to the 319 people that did that already. Probably get a couple more, so almost 600 people over there. I'm gonna run and grab a snack and a drink real quick. Subs, beer me. Anyone else eat cherry tomatoes by the bowlful? They're delicious. Sam's Club sells this giant vat of them that I assume is intended for multiple people to consume, but in my household, I am the only one that consumes them, so they're all for me. Articuno? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hey, we get to play a game! Thank you, Misty. I'm excited. Dealing 40 here while taking 20 is good because we deal 60 per with this, yeah? So we need a first crack here to clear them in 2 more. I was just about to say either of our stage 1s let us deal 60 to this, but their 18 trainer deck has a potion naturally, which is expected. They play 2 of them. Alright, he's got 2 thumbs and dies to Giovanni. This guy right here. That one doesn't do it, gamer. All right, Volkner cooks him up next turn, says local man about to die to a Misty Heads. Why did I lead with Shinx instead of Electric? Because if I didn't draw either stage 1, I wanted to be able to use the hide attack. It's cool. They had the cape anyways. All right. Let's draw our stage 1 and then have them flip a bunch of tails. It's only fair. It's only fair. Fair's fair. Cool. All right, let's build our next Euro deck up here, huh? I think our next one's got a really solid set of bones in it. It's got a bunch of pretty full art cards. What's not to love? Need Palkia. Oh wait, we'll do the crown one so it fits in with our lightning friends. And then need 2 Dawns. He said I could fill in the rest. Probably 2 Leafs. Like an Irida for the last one. I don't think we're a Misty deck. Yeah, like an Irida. So basic idea here is super straightforward. If we hit Magneton plus Dawn, or Manaphy plus Dawn, we can attack with Arceus on the second turn of the game. We've got 7 basics to load things up, and plenty of other bits that line up well together. Let's hop on in and see Let's go streaking, gamers. Let's get rid of the Ralph Wiggum Lightning Energy real quick here. Do we lead Arceus? I think we lead Arceus, right? Because if I Pokeball into Magnemite and then we draw Magneton, we can clean them up. Maui. They heard we were gonna accelerate energies ahead of curve, chat. And they were like, no, none of that. Magnemite. Magnemite! Unlucky. You get crunch, chat? We're gonna get crunched. Research, lovely. If we could find a Magnemite, we get to attack this next turn, even if they hit a heads. Sedge. That's fine. They'll brick again and then they'll die, right? Is the plan. Unlucky. All right, there's our Magnemite chip. Through the power of Dawn, we're guaranteed to attack with Arceus next turn. This gave them time to build up Probopass in the back, though, yeah? I didn't hit them this turn. Oh no! Am I letting Arceus die? Yeah, Dimensional Storm is one colorless, so you can technically Dawn an energy up to it ahead of time too, which is nice. They never have the Probopass, chat. They never have it. They would never Probopass me. It's a Pokemon god. Probopass wouldn't dare. It would be insulting. Sacrilegious even. Sweet. Holy. That's a big boy, chat. If you knows, you knows. Squid Dynamite! You gave me the courage to hit my 5-win streak with the Machamp Pseudo-Wudo. Nice! I think Machamp, people are always mad when I say Machamp is good. I think Machamp is very solid. Glad you're having fun. Pseudo-Wudo. The fighting box stuff with Pseudo-Wudo is unironically probably one of the best answers to 18 trader nonsense. I'm curious to see what the Rampardos matchup tables are like in the bigger ones. Machamp Overglade. I think all 3 Stage 2 fighting Pokemon are playable. All right, Arceus means if they Sabrina us, we have a beefy thing to switch into. We have a line. If the Probo Pass doesn't knock out Palkia here, the Dawn lets the Dimensional Storm clean next turn. But they could hit triple heads. Well, if they don't clear this, Leaf plus Magnezone gets us the win here too, yeah? Assuming the nose promo pass stays up. We need 18 Trader Pseudo-Wudo. I don't know about that one. We need 1 brick in 3. Oh no. 7/8 of the time, it works every time. And actually, the Dawn was as good as the Leaf here, right? Because this charges itself. So I could have also Dawned an energy from Palkia, plus played my energy for the turn to move this out. I just hit 5 in a row with Heracross, Snorlax, Arceus Berry, aka Light Berry. Nice. I think Heracross is better than people give him credit for. There were so many people crapping on my boy Heracross when we posted the first berry highlight with him. Pseudo-Wudo plus Fossils incoming. I mean, unironically, that might be okay in a tournament metagame. There's a lot of EX Pokemon. We're going first. We don't have Arceus. We don't have Manaphy. Big sad. Did you miss Snap this far? You did miss Snap first thing today. Tomorrow we're gonna go back to doing Snap in the afternoon. There's a fresh deck highlight on the Snap channel though, and last night I posted a new card data mine review for that. So plenty of Snap content in and around Hooglandia. If you're looking. Charging my Magneton. Yeah, I think looking at numbers today and yesterday, it probably makes sense to do Pocket first, Snap second. I did a little bit of both this week to do a little bit of A/B testing, but overall the numbers favor doing Pocket in the mornings and Sap in the afternoons the way the audience lines up. Well, we're gonna do tomorrow, we're gonna do Pocket morning, Sap afternoon, but if that goes the way I expect the two based on the rest of the week, that'll probably be the norm. Yeah. God, such a brick house. Hey, glad you were fun with Astronaut. Yeah, we went on a tear with that deck this morning. That one will definitely make the highlight reel. So I guess drawing the leaf makes me a little sad that I put my other energy on here. I think I leaf this out. We put this up and we crack the Drudagon. Then we go to 100, which means the Weavile doesn't finish us, right? You're enjoying Pocket less. The tournament metagame is less enjoyable than the previous format 2 formats ago, but the random queue is about the same. Numbers for everything Pocket related are down a little bit across the board, which I've been doing this for a long time and I know there's ebbs and flows, but as someone who's, you know, mostly a human being, it's hard to not have that in the back of your head. My Dawn and my healing spell? That's rude. Mostly a human being noted. Good. Excellent. We have to crack this down to 30, which sets Palkia up to finish next turn. If they heal this or put a cape on it, we probably pivot into the mana fee to charge up the EXs for a turn, but otherwise we'll just take the Weavile knockout, obviously. Because that would be GG. Nice. That puts us to 2 in a row, yeah? Yeah, I plan to keep Pockets up in the mix, McDonald. I think numbers up or down, it's good for diversity's sake to have my toe in a couple of different places. But it's true, yeah, we're two in a row with this, and our starts we've had 2 really mediocre starts in a row. We've yet to have a good, we set up on Arceus or Palkia and like Dawn up to it aggressively. I don't know what it is about this art. It just feels weird. And I wish I could be more constructive than that. Like I feel bad just saying it that way, but it just something feels off. And I don't know what it is. If we draw an Arceus, we could run him down here. No Arceus, Sedge. That's fine. We'll have double Oceanic Gift here, which will let us charge old Palkia in the back here. And get us ready to Dimensional Storm them down. So we'll go Energy, Oceanic Gift Energy, and then Energy, Crunch you. Yeah, that's true. The promo Moltres from last season also had a little bit of an odd vibe to it, yeah? Yeah. Same type of, like, I don't know, I can't quite articulate what is wrong with this, but there's something that doesn't quite feel right. So how do we make deck submissions for Hoagland? On days where we are taking them, we'll have a link up. I think we're done on submissions for today. That's my plan. We'll probably take some for tomorrow morning. Magna Zone, lovely. Get in the zone, Magna Zone. So we crunch this, and then next turn we leaf out and start zoning them. Yeah, in the announcements channel in the Discord server, there'll be a link. I'll throw it up there tonight. Or actually, if you know you want one for tomorrow, I can send it to you now. You can be up first thing. Go ahead and leaf out, and like one of their outs here is like maybe a Tempo Cyrus or Sabrina, but we have another leaf geared up already. We actually just have energy on it, doesn't matter. Or cooked a few different ways here. I suppose they can retreat this and move up to the baby Arceus, but it's not really a winning plan in the long term. Our Magnezone is supercharged and gonna be blasted for a while. Yeah. All right, that's treat. We still have yet to have that good Arceus draw. Oh, we could have dawned 150 the next turn too. Yeah, that's true, right? Because we had 2 on it. Man, just pressured a couple of different ways with the dawn. The Palkia taking 1 singular colorless energy, so you could dawn up onto it is slick. One of these days, gamers, we're gonna have a strong opener. Hopefully, we'll just keep winning on the in between, but eventually. Articuno Arceus. Arceus, you're not supposed to let the non-believers worship you. This is the enemy Arceus. For those that wanted me to help them keep updates on the 600 player tournament running today, the Articuno 18 trainer deck's win rate dropped significantly after round 2, and now only has a 67% win rate. So it's down, but it's not out. Oh, good. I was worried there. The sample size is only it's only 40. I'm sure it's gonna fluctuate a lot. Typically the win rates don't stabilize in even these larger tournaments until you're a few rounds in. All right, Irida this turn, and then Dawn next turn lets us cook this, and then they're probably dead. Yeah. 3D, thank you for the tip. Appreciate that. Genetic Apex Raichu Magnezone. Yeah, we could totally build that. See, chat, we ain't need no Misty to ramp our Palkia. We'll build our own Misty with Magnetons and Dawns. World's jankiest 3-card Misty. Oh no! I feel like Magnezone Dawn giving us 1 extra energy is like Misty in that meme. Look at how hard they have to work to achieve 1 fraction of my power. You know what I'm talking about, gamers? It was nice of our opponent to red card my 2-card hand into 3 cards. I've been using Snorlax and Electivire using Barry and Volkner. Okay, that sounds fun. Thanks for that. Thanks for the submission, Bugcatcher. Oh yeah, hand scope. Scope me out, baby. Just cleared the 5 wins with the Leafeon Psychic Egg deck. I think we're actually going to play a little bit more of that after this to wrap things up today. We'll let this deck run its streak down as far as it can go. I got like 2 games short of a highlight with that one. It's a really cool, unique take. You can tell that this queue encourages a lot of different people to play because you see decks in this queue that just like don't exist when we're playing normally. You want to retreat this? We're kind of cooked otherwise, yeah? Are we in trouble here? I think we're in trouble. Maybe I was supposed to leaf this and then energy the Manaphy, actually. Yeah, that was the play. I should have leafed it and energied the Manaphy. I'm gonna leaf it now and make them have the Cyrus, but otherwise we're hoping to draw Magnezone. Magnezone and Dawn are both live draws for us. There's only 3 cards in our deck. That's only their first point. So if they don't have Sabrina or Cyrus, we can technically brick for a turn. I believe this is guaranteed to be the zone, yeah? That'll do, pig. That'll do. All right, that's 4 in a row. 4 in a row with all kind of mediocre starts from us. Hopefully, for the exo, we can just get a freebie and run them over. I want to lead on Manaphy. I want an Arceus on my bench. I want a Dawn in my hand. Beep, 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 beep. Doop, 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 doop. All right, we've got Arceus, we've got Magnemite, Magneton, we've got a Professor's Research to get digging for a copy of Dawn. We've got some 18 Trainer Cheese. Don't misty me. Don't misty me. This is for the 5th in a row, gamers. Running hot. I believe the last couple of big tournaments, Darkrai's fallen off. Darkrai's zone's down to a sub 4% metagame share in the big tournament this afternoon. It's got an okay win rate in the first couple of rounds, but man, is its play rate down. Hey, Bugcatcher, thanks for the membership on the YouTube side. Appreciate it. All right, so the lead Arceus is probably cooked, yeah? There's a new sweaty deck in town, yeah, basically. There's a new sweaty deck in town. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Haba Hut, thank you for the 57 months. Welcome back. Thankfully, I have my emblem already. We cleared the 5-win event in 2 runs earlier with Blastoise, who's my boy. We went 2-1 and then 5-0. If you missed that, there'll be a streak video up tomorrow morning is the plan, since we had the Dark Berry video today. We lost the tournament round to 18 trainer Articuno, and I decided I was done playing in tournaments until things change. And we'll be, to the surprise of few, we'll be shadow banning 18 trainer Articuno from coverage this weekend. Unless something goes very wrong with my feature match pickers. We're gonna hopefully avoid it until the finals. Now, the problem here is, this deck's a 2 Cyrus deck. How does shadow banning work? I tell my coverage people don't pick matches that involve 18 trainer Articuno. And then ideally they follow the instructions. Yes, we're gonna choose not to show them on broadcast. Alright, so dead do a lot. Last Pearl, thank you for the 2 months of Prime. I appreciate that. Welcome back. An unfortunate, but alas, predictable end to this and most people's 5-win streak in this tournament. A Cyrus from the 18 trainer Articuno deck, putting us firmly in a trash can in the ground. Last Pearl, thank you for the 2 months of Prime. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Alright, we need to take a brief pause for the cause and let some adverts roll. When we get back, we're going to do 1 or 2 more with this. That's a sad one to end on. We haven't had an ideal draw yet. We'll throw it up on the screen. Thanks everybody for hanging out this afternoon. Don't go anywhere. If you're watching on the YouTube side, consider tap the like button. If you're enjoying the Monday through Friday daily Pokemon Pocket streams. Appreciate the 370 folks that did that already. Hey, man, thanks for the biddies. This is something that's been puzzling to me after seeing the data from this past weekend. So, this is a smaller tournament that's done. It was best of 3. I think they had like 120 people. But the Palkia, 18 trainer Palkia decks had markedly worse performance, like I highlighted in my meta report this past Sunday. But for some reason, the Palkia build is significantly more popular in a bunch of the tournaments that have happened. And this one's already done, but it finished 32% versus 58% for the Articuno deck. So it's so weird to me that, like, I feel like a bunch of people just heard 18 trainer decks are good and just like decided to play the newest thing. But like it's so much worse. It was worse last weekend too. And this tournament's still going on, so we're gonna get more data added to it. But even here, right, like the win rate's not bad for this one yet, but it's like markedly lower than Articuno, and it has double the play rate of the better build. Not Hellman's, thank you for the 11 months. I appreciate it. It's such an interesting dynamic. It's weird. It's weird to me. I struggle to think of another example in the TCGs that I've played where inferior build of a similar thing is like markedly more popular. Which one is better into the other? I would bet Articuno is better into Palkia, because you get to just keep attacking people. Ooh. A few more draws at dawn to get attacking with Arceus right away here, gamers. Because we can, so next turn we'll go Energy Charge, Research, and then we just need Dawn in our next 4 cards to get attacking with Arceus right away. Oh wait, we finally have a good draw, and man, if he's gonna get Skarmory'd? Oh no! We finally have a good draw, and Manaphy's gonna get Skarmory'd. The matchup variance gods are not kind. Mercy, mercy, Skarmory, mercy! It had hearts when it came into play. Be kind. Rewind. All right, so there's still a shot. We're going to draw Magnemite and Dawn. If we draw Magnemite and Dawn, we can still Arceus next turn. All right. There is 1 Arceus, 1 Manaphy, 1 Magneton, 2 Magnemite. This is 40% to give us the droid we're looking for. I am Laced. I am Laced. I believe we are cooked, as the children would say. Missing a 40%er sounds like my Wonder Picks. I had my first 2-star show up in a Wonder Pick since the first day of the Space Time SmackDown expansion, and I was very excited to miss it horribly. Looking forward to my next 20%er a month and a half from now. I'm not sure how we win from here, gamers. I'm gonna go next. Try and get one more shot here. Took me 12 Wonder Picks to hit my second Crowback. Good golly. That's such a bad beat. We owe 1 drop to 18 Trainer Articuno. We will no longer be playing Pokemon tournaments on this channel. The finals ends up being an Articuno mirror turn off midstream. So, the last Hoaglandia Spraggles Open, when we had 7 Darkrai Magnezone decks in the top 8, a couple people were like, why are you playing some of these final matches of the tournament at double speed? And I was just like, I just want to get through this as quickly as possible, gamers. The first round of the tournament, we had good variety, we're good. But like the last 2 or 3 rounds were a slog. I messaged my wife because we follow them. We follow the match like a few minutes behind, at least 5 minutes behind for competitive integrity purposes. And when they started, I was like, you send me a message as soon as this game is done, so I can start playing this at double speed and we can get out of here. All right, this is our, if we find a copy of Dawn, we get to Arceus up next turn. Says this is the opener, if you would. And even if we miss, their setup being Bronzor, we're probably gonna run them down. Dawn? Dawn? Unlucky. Unlucky. I'm not gonna Irida to heal here because the Pawniard evolution will clean us in one regardless. So we'll just charge our lasers on the bench and save Irida to heal our EXs. My first God pack the other day, Crown Arceus, Full Art Arceus, Full Art Leafeon, Anime Granny. Anime Granny at least has the saving grace of being in the hidden emblem achievement, so that's nice. Oh, did they not have the Evo? Rip. This is fine. Their Arceus is so far behind ours in terms of development. They didn't have an accelerant, and we did. Let's move this up and hit it with the ultimate force here. While this trucks along, Palkia is building up in the back. I love all the random claymation Pokemon they use for the artwork in this game. Such a good little tidbit. Oh, wow. Does that Rocky helmet brick us? That Rocky helmet potentially bricks us, yeah? Huh. Thanks for the 16 months, Reverend Wolf. Appreciate that. So I'm not killing this because of Animan. And if I hit it, I get myself into range of Arceus one-shotting me back. I guess I can Irida next turn. I could pivot to this and Palkia clear. But if they have a full bench, their Arceus clears me. I don't have a single way to play around this Rocky helmet. So I think I'm supposed to kill this ASAP to make them least likely to have a full bench next turn, because the more draws I give them, the more likely they are to have a full bench the following turn. And clearing this with Palkia means if they don't have a full bench to clear us back next turn, our Arceus can finish theirs because it took 20. So this is one of those spots where we could lose the game next turn when we pass, but we're more likely to lose the game the longer we go, so we need to make them have it in this spot. They have 3 cards, they need 2 of them to be basics. Hey, Nicola, thank you for the 25 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Potion means they live. And living means that we're dead to a Cyrus or a Sabrina next turn. St. Lovejoy, thank you for the 25 months. Appreciate that. Welcome back. It's a little bit of back and forth here for us and our opponent. They could retreat to Bastiodon and try to roll high here. It leaves them not dead on board. All right, if they hit heads, we only do 30 a pop. We have one Magnezone. Oh wow. And they have a Dawn too. Yikes. Are we cooked? We need 1 tails and 2 attacks. So we get 2 shots. They're 25%? Alright, cool. We are dead to Cyrus and Sabrina off the top here. The guarded grill was not up. Did they find the finisher? They did not. Whoop. And this coin doesn't matter because they need to hit the first one in order for this one to matter. Cool, set. Someone asked, did you find Arceus more useful than Yanmega? I think Arceus is a strict upgrade to Yanmega in this core, yeah. I think, unfortunately for my favorite bug, the only really compelling spot to play Yanmega over Arceus is if you're leveraging Leafeon as your lead. Why were you dead to Sabrina? Because they had 2 points, and all of my bench Pokemon died to an 80-point attack. Did they only have 2? Did they only have 1? I thought they had 2. Then I'm wrong. That's the case, I'm wrong. And getting to play more utility cards is tough. Arceus feels like perhaps one of the bigger power creeps we've had in Pocket's short-lived history. What's the... Let's put a number to it. How many cards does it feel like Arceus power crept? He power crept Wiggly. He power crept Pidgeot. He power crept Yanmega. He power crept Licky Licky. I don't know if you could say he power crept Probopass in the same pack. Yeah, I wouldn't say Arceus power crept Mismagius so much as he's just not well positioned, but it feels like he's just the best 3 colorless attacker by such a significant margin. And the craziest thing to me is I don't understand why all of these stage ones have the same HP as him, is another part. Because, like, not only does his attack hit harder, but, like, he also has the same HP. He also just has the same HP on a basic as opposed to 2 cards. Is one of the crazier parts. Yes, and is resistant to status effects on top of it all. Alright, so I want to play... We played some games with this one on stream the other day, and it was really fun. It is a Leafeon Psychic Executor deck. And Psychic Executor notably does 80 plus 20 damage per energy on the opponent, which means it one-shots an Arceus with 3 energy on it, dealing 140, so... Let's play some more of this and see if we can get some more good games, huh? We're going second. Ideally, we lead on Eevee Leafeon, but going second means we get to Growth Spurt with this once or twice, ideally, before it gets scrambled. It is purely anecdotal, and I'm sure other people have had a different experience, but my anecdotal experience so far this afternoon is that the win streak queue has significantly more random cards I own decks in it than the regular queue. Things that kind of lack cohesion, for lack of a better term. Yeah, I think part of it is that people are incentivized to play and chase the emblem, even if they don't normally play constructed or have something cohesive put together. See, my experience was the opposite, Penguin. So I played against a stock fighting deck, a Celebi Superior, a Dialga Arceus, and then a Fighting Arceus, which was a brew. And then my last game in my 5 wins emblem that we got was actually against just like this Psychic Grass cards I own deck that basically never attacked, so its energy were non-functional. It was a very anticlimactic final for us. I'm gonna communicate the egg away, looking for an EV. Yikes. We're actually gonna die here to their egg in the back. We dropped from the Infernape tournament after losing to 18 trainer Articuno. I don't think I'm gonna make time to play in any more Pokemon Pocket tournaments until that deck is like solidly back in the 1 to 2% play range, which might be never. If we're being honest. All right, so I definitely lose if I attack or leave this in. So we need to retreat, which isn't exciting, but it is what it is. Infernape losing to the Ice Pokemon feels wrong. Not only did we lose to the Ice Pokemon is super effective against you. And for reference, in the same tournament, Eagle, the 18 trainer decks were over 10% of the metagame share combined. The Palkia builds are doing very poorly, but the Articuno builds are holding strong. It looks like their round 3 is about to finish, so we can take an updated look at the stats on them. All right, and I believe this is checkmate now. Get to gear this up, and then we'll be ready to attack and attack. They have no points as of yet. I think one of the single silliest things Pokemon Pocket has done is having different queues where you self-select beginner versus not. There absolutely 100% should simply be internal MMR that determines your matchmaking strength as you play more games. You should take into account the player level that they have based on how many cards they've collected. Asking people to self-select and then putting them in different queues when they self-select is very, very silly. Yes, it's exactly that. It's a very lazy way to not have an MMR. Do these just say win versus battles? You get these done inside of the regular queue too, right? I think people get tilted and go back to the beginner queue with meta decks looking to noob stop. That is exactly what's going to happen when... So something that we've talked about is that people are like, oh, well, if you don't like ranked, you just play the unranked queue and your experience doesn't change. When ranked comes, it's going to make all the queues more competitive because exactly that is a thing that happens all the time in other games that have ranked and unranked modes, is people play the unranked to test for ranked, and then people play the unranked because they tilted in their ranked batch and want to go punch down in a queue that's perceivedly easier. Speaking of perceivedly easier, I'm going to try the random match as opposed to the event match because the event matches have been a lot of random jank. So I'm going to see if my anecdotes are different over here. Put a hat on my EV. Maybe playing the egg out is wrong. They have a tool and a Sabrina, they get to scramble it. Maybe I'm just supposed to force them to hit the EV if they want to hit something. Skarmory Arceus, interesting, I'm listening. Do you think they're playing the new Magnus out? Oh, I bet they are. Alright, I'm gonna put the cape on here for sure. Spread my NRGs out. And with this Giovanni chilling in hand, Leafeon threatens to clear this next turn, which is nice. Okay, and then we're in a pretty good spot here. Assuming, big asterisk, assuming we can find our egg. Because they put up Arceus and hit us. And then we put 2 energies on this thanks to Leafeon. I'm going to put the other Execute out and play around Sabrina again. Then we go up to 3 energies on here. So we'll get 2 draws at it. And we haven't played any researches yet either. Well, I guess playing this out is bad if we draw Communication. I think there's a Communication in here. It's probably worth playing around Sabrina, though. That card's pretty common. Oh, don't have a Geo of your own. If they have a Geo of their own plus a full bench, they're going to get us back. That's fine. It's fine. Not a big deal. I just need an egg. I just need an egg. We have one more draw. One more draw at it. Do I leave Leafeon up? I think so. And I want to Erica here, despite Arceus being able to finish the Leafeon next turn, because 1, it lets me attack, but 2, it means this has enough HP that it doesn't die to Magnemite next turn. Leaving this low enough that they could retreat and knock it out with this would be really bad for us. So I want to force them to keep this up so they get scrambled by the Executor if it comes rolling off the top. I've got 2 Executor, 2 Research, so about 40-ish% to hit our thing next turn. No, the meta report is my my most popular and successful video every single week for Pocket. Absolutely, will continue doing it. I don't need to play it. I don't need to play in tournaments to write summary data about what the results of them are. Speaking of tournament summary data, someone asked, are there any decks that beat up the 18 trainer deck? The Arceus Dialga deck is good into the 18 trainer deck, typically. It's, actually only 50% into this one. Wow. This explains why the Palkia build's a lot worse, huh? It's over 60% into this. And you can see the Palkia 18 trainer is at 51% here, and then Articuno is still at 65% after 3 rounds. It's been slowly coming down. It was 80 after round 1 and 67 after round 2, and it's 65 now. But the sample size is getting bigger now, so each round is going to pull it down less and less, even if they only bat about 500. Yeah, someone's asking, how does Articuno versus Palkia played out? 5-3 so far in 8 games of this tournament. Oh yeah, and two of these games are rematches for the Articuno EX deck. It's funny. I hope Dino releases some stats when ranked release. LOL. 0% that happens. Even Second Dinner doesn't share public metagame information, really. All right. Can we dodge a Lucario for a turn, gamers? Therein lies the question. We are not greedy, we'll evolve right away. Well, I guess if they have Gallade, we're kind of cooked up. Glade feels pretty good right now. I think all of the what's it called? Fighting stage 2 Pokemon are real reasonable. Gallade. Gallade clears everything in our deck in one shot, right? Does not clear Leafeon? I should put energy on Leafeon, actually, because Leafeon can hit it once and take a hit. Yeah, they need Geo or Lucario. Lets them clear 3 energy Leafeon in one go. All right, they gotta hit their thing this turn though. Their stage 2 is inconsistent, right? Hit my 5 wins with Heatran Monkey. I'm a big in for an Ape Enjoyer. That deck's definitely sweet. Thanks for the 13 months, Darth. Glad you're having fun. Manaphy's getting 2 activations here, right? Which seems not great for the home team. Dathos, thanks for the 27 months. Welcome back. I think we're chilling on this for a second, because we might need to turn it into a Leafeon to have a shot here. Ona, thank you for the brand new tier 1. Those bits of direct support are a big part of why I'm able to do this as a job. Thanks for keeping me around. Well, I guess we'll do this, but lack of Leafeon here is unfortunate. All right, Executor, I'm going to give you one more Shake Egg. I had so many good games with this the other day. Thanks, Ona. Good to have you in chat. Finished with the Raichu Arceus deck. That one was fun too. I would just like to say, I know I've been a little bit negative about the tournament metagame today, but that negativity is why I'm just going to take a break from playing in tournaments, because like all the awesome decks people keep talking about, like this one, and the Fernape, and the Raichu Arceus, there's a lot of great things to play when we keep this game a little bit more casual. And I don't think there's anything wrong with enjoying it through that lens. Something I always try to be very cognizant of is if I'm not enjoying a game, I either stop playing it or play it in a different way. So if tournaments aren't an enjoyable outlet, I want to find another way to play the game that still lets me enjoy it. I've been having a good time playing decks in the random queue, or when we hit the decks that I'm just not super excited to queue into, like the 18 trainer stuff, just move on and go next. It's not a big deal. Never forget that you should always find your joy when you're playing games. You have plenty of things in your life as an adult that you are obligated to do. Never let your gaming time feel like a chore. Tons of great ways out there and different ways to enjoy those great games. Find the one that brings you the most enjoyment personally. Double Leafeon here is pretty good. To go ahead and charge this up, put Leafeon on here with first energy advantage. This card is so aggressive into these Dialga decks. Like, all right, I'm gonna crack you for 70, and then if you want to hit me, you're gonna take 20 more. Good luck, Godspeed. With no Arceus in the back for them, and us fighting the Execute, feels like they're just done here. Well, there's a Shaman too, perfect. I actually really agree with that, McDonald. 18 trainer stuff aside, I think the Dialga Arceus deck makes a much more enjoyable best deck to play into than the Executor did last season. Wholly and fully agree. So we can actually do a full Leafeon Truffle Shuffle here, right? Oh, wait, do we have Lethal? We have Lethal, never mind. This is perfect. I forgot the helmet. I was thinking we could attack with the other Leafeon, but we can actually just attack with the egg, and it's 140. Them putting the extra energy on here to give themselves the flexibility to attack us meant we get to clean them out. Where do you submit decks review? So I'm done up on viewer decks today, because we're not gonna be live a whole heck of a lot longer. But I've got 2 queued up for tomorrow, and we'll probably take 2 more. So if you'd like to claim a deck slot for tomorrow morning, we'll be starting with Pocket first thing. You can go ahead and do that. So Arceus lead here for the opponent. Not ideal for them remotely. They Pokeballed but didn't play it out. I think this is a spot where breakpoints dictate that I actually want to trade 20 damage for 20 damage here. Because most of these Metal Arceus decks are playing 2 copies of Potion. So if I mark 20 here, it means the 70 and 70 from Leafeon gets to get the knockout through 1 Potion. So this is one of those spots where you want to think through, okay, what cards are they playing? How do their HP lines up into my other attacks? Is it worth it to exchange 20 for 20 here? And I think this is definitely a spot where it's worthwhile to do that. These decks also often play Healing Shaman, which means that if they played Healing Shaman out and healed twice, we're also clearing it through that. Speak of the adorable little hedgehog devil, and it will appear. If you like activating Pokemon abilities, gamers, boy golly, do I have a deck for you. This is all geared up and ready to go, and we'll get to start charging the big egg next turn. Love to see it. And they Pokeballed twice without playing anything out here, so we know they have 2 basics. They are Sky Shaman and Mew. Yep, that explains why they were waiting on him. Not a Dialga insight for our poor opponent. Interesting they elected to put energy on this. This is, not going to survive long enough to genome anything, right? Yes, anecdotally, we've played against more competitive tiered decks in the non-win streak queue. Oh, you think they're going to Dawn? Yeah, that's an interesting thought. Could be. Even Dawn's not that good here, right? Like, they Dawn the energy up, and then I clear them and all their energy goes away. Feels like they're maybe just flailing with their bad drum. So, the Rocky Helmet means Arceus finishes us, but Leafeon has just fully assembled the Psychic Egg Tree in the back here, so I think we're good to go, gamers. Peter Venkman, thank you for the 20 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. We are shuffling all around here. Just have all of our friends ready to attack next turn. We'll put an energy here. We'll put an energy here. Leafeon really is the answer to the question, what if Superior attacked for 70 and had a 2 energy attack and was a stage 1 instead of a stage 2? I guess I technically haven't taken a knockout yet, huh? You know, was I supposed to Erica? I think I was actually supposed to Erica. I think we're probably still good, but if I would have Erica'd this last turn, I would have kept myself from dying to this without a Giovanni, and they can't Leaf in Giovanni. That's one of those spots where, like, it feels weird to be like, oh, I should have Erica'd for 10 life, but it was correct to Erica for 10 life because of the breakpoint that was coming up. This is little really, really fine things that matter. I guess we'll communicate for the other egg at this point. It's the last Pokemon in our deck. Might as well have the basic out. And we'll draw the stage what we can evolve into it. And then they don't have any energy queued up here, and everything they have dies to the Executor. Even without energy, we're just like cracking for 80 here. So they need what? They need like put Mew up because it retreats for free, and then like retreat into a Dialga while trying to build the Arceus to take us down. But even the Dialga doesn't buy them enough time to get through that, I don't think. The Dialga only gets them 2 turns. I guess they go, let's say they retreat to Dialga, they go first energy, I hit them, they go second energy, I clear them. It's still not enough time. They can continue delaying the inevitable here with the shuffle around, but it's not going to be enough. Hey, Mr. Sunskit. Yeah, I have probably two viewer slots open for tomorrow. I'll take, I got 2, I'll take 4. That could be the make or break. That could be the make or break. That gives them an extra turn into the Executor. That being said, Leafeon survives a hit from Arceus, yes? Oh, wait. They charged the Mew. Clever. Clever. Okay, so I need to pull this back now. Because otherwise the Mew clears us. I guess they put the second energy on the Mew. That's slick. Opponent is giving it their all here. So we need the other Leafeon. And we didn't have the X speed, so we actually need 2 turns to be able to attack with this. But Mew's genome hacking is a lot less good against us, yeah? A lot less good against Leafeon. Oh no! Oh no! Did I miss Erica again? No, I researched last turn. Maybe I missed Erica again. There's an X speed in my deck, yeah? Assuredly we draw X speed, yes? Although, it's worth counting out that the Mew does not kill this when it has 2 energies on it. I feel like this is their first mistake. They've been shuffling things really well, but now they're dead to X speed. This shuffle leaves them dead to X speed. Energy, Fragrant Flower, and now we die to a Giovanni out of them. Opponent played this game really well. They had the Giovanni, they super deserve it. And these decks usually play 1. Of course, they also have 4 equipment that might be making... The Giovanni might have been given up to make room for other equipment. Lil Hawk, thank you for the brand new tier 1. I appreciate that direct support. They have 3 cards left in their deck, so very likely to have it if they're playing it, but... Oh, man. GG, opponent. I think this game is such a good example of player agency, right? Like the opponent played that really well, and I made 2 really big mistakes. I actually made the same mistake twice, right? Like I had 2 spots where I could have Erica'd to heal for 10, and one of them would have saved me from a knockout, and one of them would have stopped Osiris. And I left those openings, and the opponent took them and won. Yeah, I think that game's such a good example. There's a lot of people are like, you just don't like to lose. It's like, I don't like to lose lame games like what 18 Trainer Articuno generates. A game like that where we had a ton of back and forth and there were so many good choices, that was a great game of Pokemon Pocket. And that really highlights why I think this Dialga Arceus deck is a great best deck to have. I like the monster of this format so much better than Executor last season, because it generates a lot of good games like that, where there's back and forth and a ton of choices. All right, gamers, it is 10 after 3. I am going to be attempting to strike a little bit better work-life balance of not working in eternity. We're live for almost 7 hours today. I'm going to be back. We're going to do 6 or 7 hours again tomorrow. Appreciate all the regulars that are here daily for Pokemon and Snap content. If you're looking for more stuff from me, there was not just one, but 2 different videos up on the YouTube channel today. One of them is struggling a little bit, so I would appreciate the engagement. We have 2 of them. One of them is a deck highlight. We do deck highlights most days. We have Dark Berry Rises, which is really sweet. Had a couple people tell me they hit their 5 wins with that. But the other one is one people have been asking for, and I'm not sure how it's going to do long term. It's not doing amazing out the gate, but we've rehashed the best pack to open here in 2025. And that one was a lot of work. So if you haven't had a chance to yet, if you give this one a thumbs up and some watch time, I'd really appreciate it. Who are we rating? Oh, Spraggles is on, which reminds me I should plug the open on the way out the door. I played the Heatran Crobat deck and hit the 5 straight wins. Been watching you since Pocket came out. You and Pocket Meds are my go-to relaxation between nursing exams. I hope your exams are going well. Lil Hawk, thanks for the support. Congrats on taking it down. Before we raid Spraggles, I'd like to plug our tournament real quick. This Saturday, 2 days from now, free to play in, $600 in cash prizes, 2,400 Poke Gold, over 1,000 pack hourglasses to give away. We've got a ton of stuff. I would love for you to play and maybe take the crown. Check that out on Limitless, free to sign up and play in now. I'll be back tomorrow morning, and then we'll be back on Saturday for this. Thanks everybody for hanging out today, and we'll see you again soon.